Hey, what's up, guys? We'll be discussing real quick some news on CNN Business. Welcome back to the channel, another channel about crypto. Let's get into this video.
Talk to me about the halving as well and the impact that's likely to have, because if it means that miners get less reward in terms of Bitcoin, do they go mine something else? But that equilibrium, to find an equilibrium, will surely take some time.
Well, listen, the technical side of it is really simple. It's just less selling pressure, right? So miners have less points to sell, and so less supply. The story, though, right? Bitcoin is a story, and right now we have this amazing tailwind because of the macro situation globally, right? We've got quantitative easing on top of quantitative easing all over the world, not just here in the U.S. Today, the Fed is going to start buying ETFs. And so on the flip side, the halving is really quantitative tightening. And so you've got this exclamation point on the story of what a scarce asset does, what a monetary system with scarcity looks like vis-a-vis or in contrast to what the Fed is doing. And so it really is just this perfect timing, really, for what looks like a macro story, that people are thinking, I should have 1% to 2% of my portfolio in this Bitcoin, because the probability or possibility that things go really poorly with classic fiat monetary policy is rising.
So just to an investor who has never invested in crypto before, you're just saying, look, the risk reward here of simply having even just 1 or 2% invested of your money in crypto assets like Bitcoin is, that your downside is it goes to zero, your upside potentially limitless in a world where there's lots of money printing going on.
Yeah, one thing I learned both in 1997 back in the Asian crises and then in 08 is when you have these paradigm shifts, things happen that you don't think could happen. Like, who would have thought oil could have traded negative? But it did, or swap spreads could go negative. Before 08, we didn't think swap spreads could go negative. And so with the kind of fiscal response that we're getting, I think we're going to continue to get, and I'll get to that in a second, the dollar as a reserve currency, no one thought it was really at risk for 10, 15 years. That could change. Listen, coming out of 08, we had a lot of these same conversations, not around Bitcoin, but around gold, right? It was going to be the great inflation. And instead, we got a decade of deflation. The one thing I think is a little different is the response that came out of 08 politically was this fringe party called the Tea Party that said, no, Mr. Obama, you can't spend any more of our money. And so we had this long tension of the Fed having to do a lot because fiscal wouldn't do anything. Well, listen, Donald Trump swallowed and spat out the Tea Party, right? They don't exist. There is no fiscal conservativeness on the Republican side. And the fringe party, if you want to call them fringe, that's coming out of this movement, looking at the rich-poor gap, the inequality gap, quite frankly, is AOC. It's
on the left.
And so I just think, right now we've got an extra $600 for unemployment insurance out of the federal. It feels pretty good if you're unemployed to be making $25 an hour. Is it going to be pay off the college debt? Is it going to be free college? And so now that the fiscal doors are blown wide open, I think we're going to have a hard time closing those barn doors this time. And so, we could just have this giant fiscal orgy monetized by the Fed that's harder to stop. And that's where you get first we're going to have a deflation where we can really get to the debasement of our currency.
Okay, so CNN Business releases this article, looks like yesterday, asserting that Bitcoin prices surge after PayPal jumps into the cryptocurrency business. So, just to bring back up again, I don't know if I stated before, this video with Novogratz, CEO of Galaxy Digital, it's dated. I've heard it before. and I guess CNN wanted to go ahead and re-release it. Most of these articles are paid, but I guess they wanted to go ahead and integrate it with the news that Bitcoin prices surge. That PayPal is obviously is getting ready to make a large move into cryptocurrency, and then PayPal mentioned that maybe 2 months ago as well, so it makes sense. Just to go into the article a little bit, PayPal is launching its own cryptocurrency service, allowing people to buy and wholesale digital currency on its site and applications. The online payment company declared adding crypto was a significant milestone on the path to mainstream adoption of cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. Bitcoin investors agreed. Price rose 5% on the news Wednesday. So, I want to ask of ever seeing Bitcoin at a cheap price. The days are over. We are in the bull run, and the end of the fourth quarter sparks the beginning of the uptrend, leading to the parabolic bull run next year, which I believe will be in September. All right, I'm not a financial expert. This is not financial advice, but I do believe September will be the top of the bull run. Obviously, it's the same for Ethereum. Ethereum is trading at 380, 385. I don't believe we'll see a $300 Ethereum anytime soon. Anytime soon. So, my point is that I do believe we should accumulate as much as possible, because next year we'll be looking at a $1,400, $2,000 Ethereum, $3,000 Ethereum, and we'll be wishing that we had bought it at $300 when we had discussed it today. So I want you guys to take notes and to take very serious where we are right now and accumulate as much as possible. So guys, you have a good day. I just want to discuss real quick the news. You have a good day.